As my students would agree, I am a huge fan of sticky notes. I am always jotting down notes and reminders and sticking them all over my desk, computer monitor, anywhere there's a flat surface, there's probably a sticky note there. Because if I don't write it down, there's an even bigger chance that it'll never get done. However, one major problem with sticky notes is that they simply aren't around when I need them, which means unfortunately some of these things will never get finished or get finished late. Not to mention, I'm always having to be rewriting them because they either lose their stickiness or they get stuck to something else. So in this episode, I'll be discussing my new saving grace, Google Keep. Google Keep is essentially an online sticky note board. It has all of the power of sticky notes and the conveniences of both a web and app-based platform. This means that my sticky notes are with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To access Google Keep, simply go to keep.google.com and log in if you haven't already using your Google Apps account. Once you're inside, you can click your Google Apps button, that's this 9 little squares, and there will be a little add shortcut button here for you. That way Google Keep will be accessible from this icon launcher at any time. First, I just want to show you how truly easy it is to create your first note. You'll notice you have this blank note in the middle of your screen. I'm going to click on it. I can give my note a title and then add a couple of points. Once I hit done, it's going to add it to my board at the bottom of my screen. I can go back and edit this note by clicking on it and then adding some more text. And if I wanted this note to be more of a to-do list type, I could find my ellipses and show checkboxes. This can also be done by clicking this icon here when you start a new note. I can change the color of my note by clicking this paint palette and choosing one of these colors here. Now there aren't a whole lot of colors to choose from, but this is helpful for organizing things that are very similar, or I might want to place importance on things. For example, things that need to be done immediately, I may want to make a red color. While we're on the topic of due dates, we can set reminders here with this remind me icon. And I'm going to choose for later today, tomorrow, or next week at a certain time. I could pick a specific date and time, or something really cool is that when I can pick a place. So if I have the Google Keep app on my phone and I have location services turned on, notice on my shopping list, for example, when I get to Aldi, it's going to send me a reminder to pick up these items. I can also archive notes. So if I use this note a lot and I needed it off of my main page, I could archive it. And so it's not really deleted, and it can be put back without having to retype the entire list of items all over again. Some other things I can do with notes is add images to make things a little bit more fun. So let's say I wanted to add an image to this note. I'm going to click and open the note, and then I have this add image button. And I'll find an image that I want to add, and then click open. Then when I hit done, it'll pop up there after it's finished loading. I can also share notes with others. So for example, if I wanted to share this PD to-do list with the rest of my department, I could share this note and start typing in names of the rest of my department members and hit save. And they'll, if they're using Google Keep, this note will appear on their board, and as they make changes, it'll get updated. If they're not using Google Keep, I can send it to be a Google Doc and share them with them that way. But if they make changes to it, it's not going to update on this note here. And then the final thing I can do is I can label notes. So if I want to add a label to something to help for organization, I can add a label. I can choose a label that I've already maybe used, or if I needed to create a new label, I'll just type in what I want there and hit create. And now notice that this sticky note now has a label. And it can have multiple labels if applied to more than one thing. If I had several of these notes on my screen and I wanted to filter out some results, these labels are handy. So if I wanted to search up here, I can search for notes just with images. I could search for notes that have reminders. I could search for notes that have been shared with people or a specific color. Or I can type in one of those filters or those labels and see that just now those notes appear. Just a few more things. On the right hand side of my screen, I have this refresh button. So if there are several of us working on a Google Keep sticky board, or I'm bouncing between my phone and then the desktop, I can continue to hit refresh and ensure that everything is being forced and updated back and forth between the two. I can change how these notes appear on my screen if I wanted them to be in a list. This isn't really my favorite view. I like to see everything all together, so I'll switch back to the tile or grid view. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is this hamburger icon over here on the left. Right now we're looking at the notes page. I could switch to look at notes with reminders. I could look at notes that have different labels. I could create a new label if I needed to. Here's where I can get those archived items. And if I wanted to unarchive it, I'll click this unarchive button, and then it'll go back to my main board. Here is the trash can. Notes can be deleted, but they only stay here for 7 days. And then I can view some other settings. So if I wanted to change how lists work, I could take a look at those. If I wanted to change the time of something, maybe my morning really starts at 9 o'clock. Or I wanted to change the afternoon to be a different time, or my evening, maybe 6 o'clock I'm eating dinner. So I want to handle things after dinner. So maybe I might want to make that 7 or 7:30. I can do that there and hit save. I didn't show you how to delete notes. Deleting notes is handled under the ellipses, and then I can just delete those, and then those will go to the trash can. There it is. So that's Google Keep in a nutshell. It has quickly become one of my favorite Google tools, and I know it'll become one of yours as well. Hi everyone, thanks again for watching this tutorial. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more educational technology videos. Leave a comment or question in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Lastly, make sure to check out some of my other videos that may be beneficial, or find me in my social media to keep the conversation going. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.